A very warm welcome to one and all present here. Hope you all are having a great weekend. This is Shruti Mishra from New Delhi and I am currently pursuing Maths Honours from Delhi University. So before we begin this panel discussion, let me first tell you about BRATS Talk, like what exactly it is. So it's an initiative for the students by the students. All the credit for this wonderful idea and the platform itself goes to captain and navigator of the BRATS, Suresh sir and Urvi ma'am. So it's indeed a great platform for students like us to share our perspective and try to understand and correlate with others' perspective as well. Without a further delay, I would like to introduce the moderator of today's session, Indrajit Pandey. He is a gold medalist in research and he also worked for 3 years in pharmaceutical industry. Post that he wanted to have a holistic view and therefore he is pursuing his MBA from SIBM Hyderabad. Over to you, Indrajit.
Thank you, Shruti, for such a lovely introduction. I hope you all are doing well. I can see a lot of people in the audience there. Before before the topic we are going to talk about, feel the fear and still want to do it anyway. We have our panelists amongst us, Ekta Agrawal, Sakshi Vijay, Abhishek Verma, and Disha. I would love you all to come up and introduce yourself. Sakshi, can you give you a brief introduction to us?
Thanks, Indrajit. So, hello everyone. I'm super excited for today's session. I always wanted to overcome my fear of public speaking and want to experience this. And that's what I'm doing right now with my friends to discuss on topic Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. So this side, Sakshi Vijay from Ajmer, currently pursuing BTech from Moderator University. Thank you.
Thank you, Sakshi. We are very happy to have you too. Over to you, Ekta.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ekta Agrawal. Currently, I am pursuing PGPM from ICFI Business School, Mumbai. I am glad that I got the opportunity to speak again in front of all of you. And I hope that this session will be informative and interactive.
Thank you, Ekta. We are happy to have you once more again in the platform. I'd love to know more about the session, more about the topic itself. Before that, I would love Abhishek to come up front and speak something about him. Yes, Abhishek.
Thank you, Indrajit, for inviting me. Hello, everyone. Today, I am very excited that we all are here to have a discussion on the topic. Feel the fear, do it anyway. I, Abhishek Verma, student of Jagan Institute of Management Studies, Jaipur, is looking forward for the interactive session. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhishek. Disha, can you give us a bit of understanding about yourself?
Hello everyone, the topic for today's discussion is Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. I am Disha and I am currently pursuing my BCom Honours from Moody University. I am looking forward to this session. Let's hope to have a very interactive session. Thank you.
I hope the same. We all have a very interactive session today. We have Sakshi, Ekta, Abhishek, Disha. Very pleased to have you on the panel today. We are going to talk about a very pertinent topic, feel the fear. And you still want to do it anyway, no matter what. So before getting into the deep dive about the topic, I know it's a very pertinent topic, very realistic. It depends on the individual to individual. But before that, I just wanted to get an overview about the topic itself. So what to understand by the topic? You want to feel the fear, but still want to do it anyway. How is that for Sakshi? Sakshi, if you can give us a bit of light about it. Sakshi, you're on mute.
Thanks, Indrajit. So topic itself says, feel the fear and do it anyway. This is a novel written by Dr. Suzanne Jeffers, which teaches you how to overcome your negative thinking and how to think positive. It teaches us that we have to manage our fear in such a way that it no longer debilitates us. I think everyone should read this novel to overcome their fear and to understand the new meaning of life. I hope with this session, me and my friends are try our best to connect with this topic. Thank you.
Thank you, Sakshi, for bringing out this novel. It is one of the most interesting novel prevalent in there about the feel the fear, and the topic itself talk about the feel the fear and still want to do it anyway. I have read myself about the novel and also urge everyone to go about and read the novel. It is going to give a lot of understanding about the topic itself. To that, I would love Ekta to come up front and give a bit of understanding about the topic itself. What is the feel of fear for her?
For me, fear is just a challenge because every day we come across lot of fears, lot of challenges we came across. So fear, whenever like we ask one thing from ourselves, is that I'm good enough? I can do it. So the question, lot of question raised. So we have
Right.
to go more about it.
Right, Ekta. So for her, it is the challenges and how to overcome them. I'm very sure Abhishek will also put up a bit of light about it and give it another dimension or understanding from it. Abhishek, can you give a bit of understanding about the topic itself?
Yeah, according to me, everyone experiences many types of fear throughout their life, including public speaking, making decisions. So, irrespective of this, we have to enjoy the journey of life and never miss any opportunity. I would like to take the example of famous Bollywood Mr. Akshay Kumar. When he started his career, his mostly 10 to 12 films were flop. But irrespective of this, he worked hard and don't let his fear heavy on him. And now you can see today he is the highest paid Bollywood actor in the Forbes list.
Thank you, Abhishek. Ekta gave it a dimension that it is about to overcome the challenges, while for Sakshi, it is about the book which is written by Suzanne and it's one of the most interesting book I've ever come across. Abhishek also mentioned about the actor Akshay Kumar, who is again on the highest Forbes list. Disha, could you also give us a bit of understanding or limelight about the topic itself? What is, according to you, this feel of fear and do it anyway?
Yes, Indrajit. Fear for me is something an emotional feeling or an emotional fear a person or a human being have. It may be for anything. It may be when we are going for an interview or for an assessment or like public speaking or making any kind of decision. But the question is, why do we feel fear? The answer would be, what if I fail? The fear of failure is actually what fear is. And we can turn this fear in our positive perspective if we have a positive attitude toward it, we have a positive understanding about what fear is.
Right, Disha, she speaks about the positive attitude that can actually glam any situation. Thank you. On that note, I got a bit of understanding about the topic from our panelists, while Ekta is about the situation, while Disha, she wants to overcome, and Abhishek is a limelight example of Akshay Kumar is again the highest paid actor according to the Forbes list. Now, we have understood about the topic. I just want to know what is fear. I'm very sure, though it's a very generic term, fear, but it has its own individualism. It has had his own personality. I'm very sure what is fear for Sakshi may not be the fear for Disha. Same wise, what is the fear for Indrajit may not be the fear for Ekta. So what is the definition of fear for Sakshi? Sakshi, could you start with it and give us a bit of understanding about the same? What is your fear?
Yeah, sure. Fear. FEAR. False evidence appear real. Nelson Mandela once said, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate, but that we are powerful beyond measure. According to me, fear is when your mind stops working, when your heart beats faster than anything, and your body becomes cold. I hope many people feel the situation, feel the changes when they encounter fear. So feel the fear and do it anyway.
Amazing, Sakshi, it was. You gave the full form of fear itself in such an understanding manner. I'm very sure Disha must be having her own perspective about it. Disha.
Yes, fear for me is a natural feeling of a human being. It can be a both biochemical response as well as an emotional response. Fear can be
Right.
of anything, be it height, love, failure, decision making, public speaking, stage fear, and it can be of anything.
So already I'm getting a lot of dimensions. Sakshi is talking about the full form of fear, while Disha talks about a different aspect. She talks about the different types of fear and also the angles related to it. What is fear for Ekta? Ekta, what is fear for you? I think she's also going to get another understanding of that.
I have different thought of about it. Success and failure go hand in hand. For me, fear is a very positive word. Because of fear only we are practicing, like right now also we are preparing for the best so that we can go and have the best out of it. And actually we do little bit
Right.
micro experiment.
Yes, Ekta, you're speaking about the micro experiment. Would you kindly, explain us, because I am very adamant to this. I am not alien to this topic as well. What is micro experiment to you?
Micro experiment, which means basically we have no idea like what will happen next. We try little bit experimenting things. So when fear will end up, you get wisdom.
Okay. So it's a positivity. There is some certain amount of positivity inclined towards fear. Thank you,
Yeah.
Ekta, for giving us that empowered understanding that there is probably some amount of positivity also linked with fear. Abhishek, what is your thought process about the same?
Yeah, I'm totally agree with all my friends. According to me, fear is an unpleasant emotion which is caused by danger. It is an enemy which hold you back in your career, relationship. For example, many people avoid entering into new relation or try to meet new people because they feel the fear of rejection. So, don't let your fear hold you back. Do it anyway.
Okay, so again, Abhishek gives a different dimension to us. He speaks that it is actually a volume of enmity. It is actually holding us from any kind of new things which we are going to endeavor in our life. While Ekta speaks that if we can overcome that, there is some amount of possibility. There is some light across the whole probably, and that can give us a definite wisdom in our life. Well, Sakshi also speak about from the very interesting depiction of FEAR, the exact full form of fear. She gives us that understanding also. Thank you each and everyone for giving us the brief explanation of fear itself. Now, I'm very sure, and I'm also very keen to know from you all that how to exactly address fear. Because for me, when I started my career, it's not about joining the job. It's a lot of things are added to that. So if I start a job, probably the first day I would say, okay, I can do it. Second day, if I can again think about it, I can probably go for it. But if it keeps on piling again and again, if I can't do any job, so probably that becomes a fear for me, and then probably I will leave it. So does it same for you? So I'm very keen to know from Disha first. That Disha, how do you address fear per se? How do you exactly address it? This is fear for me. So I just want to know from you. Yes, Disha.
Yes. So first of all, we need to know what are our fears, and secondly, we need to stop avoiding situations that scare us or that make us feel of fear. Like for example, if I am afraid of anything and I stop doing that thing, then my fear will increase automatically. I want to add an example of Mr. Danish Dhamani, who is a CEO and co-founder of Aurai app, that is an artificial intelligence app that helps others of public speaking, because he had a fear of public speaking since he was in school, and then he realized far apart when he was in college. So he made a mistake that he wasted so many years, but then he invented an app, and now he is helping other people also.
Right, for the first very point, again, Disha gives a very important example of Disha and how he overcome his fear in his life and did extremely well in his career. And he's also helping many of us to actually come out of the situational fear, which is public speaking. Thank you, Disha, for bringing out his meme. I'm also very, inspired by him personally. I actually go through his video. Sakshi, I'm very keen to know from you also, how to exactly address fear, Sakshi? If you can give us a bit of understanding about the same.
Yeah, sure. So according to me, the best way to address your fear is just start doing. Because doing comes
Okay.
first and feeling better comes second. I may like to give my example, my fear of public speaking. I always thought and felt that my English is not good. What if I make mistakes? So one day I thought that this is not working. This fear taking many opportunities from me. So from that day, I start taking steps to improve my English, to improve my confidence, and start reading novels, English books, and then BRATS came into my life to give me opportunity to speak publicly and fearlessly in front of everyone. So that's what I'm doing right now in front of you all. So start taking small steps toward your growth, towards your dream. Thank you.
Thank you, Sakshi. So, if I understand correctly, Disha's and Sakshi's point of view, while Disha speaks that it is, understanding those small pinpoints, those small points actually grab together and becomes a big problem in our lives. So, you should understand those pinpoints. Well, Sakshi also speaks that she is actually scared of public speaking. Why she speaks that she understands the term of doing mostly. And if you're scared of something, you should do it again and again and again until unless you have overcome it already. So for Disha, it starts with understanding the small aspect, while Sakshi believes in the thought process of working the process. I'm very sure Ekta must be having her own understanding. Ekta.
How like I address through three different things.
Okay.
For what we do, like when we are alone, we do self talk. sometimes we do negative also. So we have to reframe it, and we have to put our goals in front of it, so that it will help us to know, like, is fear is actually helping us to reach goal? No, right? So we have to make sure that whatever it happened, we have to do it, because we are bigger than our problems.
Of course, we are bigger than our problems. Life is much more bigger than our problems. There is a lot of problems will be there. But in the border, there was a famous line in the movie Border, कि सबको problem होता है, तुम्हें अकेला नहीं होता है. So right, Ekta,
It's like डर के आगे जीत है.
Of course, डर के आगे जीत है Ekta. Abhishek, what is your thought process? I'm very excited actually. Disha giving a different aspect, Sakshi again, Ekta again. Abhishek, bring us some different dimension or thought process about the same.
Yeah, for according to me, firstly, we have to acknowledge our fears. What the fears we have that influence our thoughts, emotions, behavior. We have to make the list of things from which we are worried. Then also we need to acknowledge what will be the worst scenario if this happens. To overcome with this, we have to be committed, practice more and more, and also we have the courage to face the fear, because if we are not able to face the fear, then we never overcome from the fear.
Right. We must be having that amount of courage, that no matter what the situation lies in front, we should have the courage to face it in a positive manner. That's a very positive note, Abhishek. And again, from Disha's understanding also, we feel there is types of fear. And we actually have already understood about the pinpoints to understand fear itself. So it's a ever-growing perspective. It doesn't happen in the first day. It's actually already there, but it gives on little signals. As also mentioned with Disha, there's an interface of chemical and also emotional signals. On that note itself, to extend our topic on our discussion, I just wanted to know from Disha itself. Disha, how do you actually understand, this is my personal fear and this is professional fear? Because, personally, every day we have to come across small things. While professional life demands, it comes after a certain point in our life. Probably once you're done with your college, then actually our professionalism starts. But Disha, is there actually any differentiation of thought process regarding the personal and professional fear? Do you think so? And if there is any, how do you exactly summarize them?
Yes, I think so that there is a difference between personal aspect of fear and the professional aspect of fear. Let me portray in a way, when we are making decision in a personal life at an individual level, then we will make that decision and move with it. No matter the result is something positive or something negative. But whereas when we are in a professional level or when we are working in a team, we need to take care of the other people, the third party relationship, the peer relationship, because we need because people in that group will congregate with each other, learn from each other, and some may make other as their role models also. So I think so that there is a clear cut difference between personal and professional fear.
Right, Disha, you make it very clear there is actually a lot of differences between personal and professional fear. And to add to that dimension also, that professional fear, you have to be very conscious enough that what exactly our external factors or the peer people understand and how they're actually seeing the situation. We should also be having that in our thought process. On that note, Ekta, I'm very sure Abhishek must be having his own understanding about the same, Abhishek. So Abhishek, could you give us a bit of understanding about the differentiation of personal fear and professional fear? How do you address them? Exactly, is there any differential or nothing?
Yeah. Yeah, according to me, not talking about the personal fear. See, people are confident enough or they have this hesitation to express themselves in front of people. They might be feel insecure, whether they were about their personalities, with their looks, or they can be the part of this can be the part of personal fear. Like today, we all are live on YouTube, but before that, I was very afraid. So we need to overcome this kind of personal fear. And talking about the professional fear, I think everyone would correlate with this, that we don't try new things, we don't explore new skill set. The main reason is that what will happen if we fail? For this, I would like to share a quote: be bold enough to take a step. After that, either you will be successful or you will learn something important from your failure. Thank you.
Abhishek, you speak about exploration. This actually has a very, bit gives a complete other dimension to the talk about, because if we are scared enough, we actually hold ourselves for going into any other decision making. We actually hold ourselves in our life. I don't explore. That is a problem associated with itself. I have actually a bit of, other aspect to add to that. But before that, I'll go to Ekta and understand about the same, that how is personal and professional fear differentiated?
I think both personal and the professional should go hand in hand. We must have fine line between both the things, because fear is a trigger, and if we can change this trigger. Like there's a line. Fear is a reaction, and decision is a courage is a decision. So we have to decision so that fear won't eat us later on the life. For example, if I have a fumbling issue in my communication, if I won't overcome this, it will it will actually make issue in
So Ekta, if I understand you correctly, you are speaking, you should be addressing their fear. There is actually a bit of difference between personal and professional fear, but in both the terms, you should address them correctly. That this is my personal fear and this is my professional fear. Right, Ekta? I would love to go to Sakshi now and understand from her that exactly is there any difference between personal and professional fear for her?
Yeah, I agree with my fellow companion Ekta. We have to learn to manage both. We can't let a personal fear destroy our professional life. For example, Jeff Bezos. Think how much he had managed and how much he is managing. We all are same. The only difference is that he know how to act at the right time and how to manage. And surely this type of decision making and behavior comes from experience. So start exploring your life because there are many things to learn.
Thank you, Sakshi. That reminds me of one extremely important point, that with great power come great responsibilities also. So you gave example of Jeff, who is one of the most richest person across the world. And think about his problem. He must be having millions and millions of problems, but he's also the richest person in the whole world. So with great power, got great responsibility. Now I'll go to Abhishek as well, explaining about exploration also. And I'm very keen to understand, because Abhishek is going to land, in his professional life probably in another 6-7 months. So I just want to know from Abhishek. Then Abhishek, when you go for job hunting, or we are going to set for interview process also, we have our problem or inhibition that whether we should go for a multinational company, or we can start with any kind of startups or freelancer probably, because that gives a very different dimension to our career. So Abhishek, as you are very close to that decision making, I just want to know from Abhishek initially, and later I'll go to Ekta and Sakshi and Disha, that how exactly you are going to take that decision, and before taking that decision, what are the thought-provoke sensors will be, and to understand the thing. So yes, Abhishek, if you can give us a bit of understanding about.
Yeah, thank you, Indrajit. As I don't have much experience about this, but while taking the decision, I should focus on job security, financial security, and exposure. And according to me, MNC will have all of this. As in MNC, more experienced persons are available. And we also get the opportunity to learn from them and also their culture. And we also get innovative new ideas which help which we get from the experienced people over there. But I don't think that in startup I'll get all this stuff.
Right, Abhishek. So for Abhishek, it is more about the financial stability that MNC will bring in. So, right, Abhishek, there is, again, that school of thought that where the financial stability is more important to you. Again, I'll go to Disha and understand from her. Disha, how will you consider this decision making in your life?
So, Indrajit, I'm not that close for this decision making in my life. I have another 3 to 4 years. But if I'm putting in a situation where I have to choose between MNC and startup, I will surely go with startups because they will give me a chance to explore myself, explore my skill sets, explore the creativity, and face the real world challenges. Adding an example, I want to add a Flipkart. In the initial years of Flipkart, they were not doing very well. They were doing blunders. They were not able to meet their expenses. But a turning point came to their life also in 2014, and everything just changed. And now we all know that Flipkart is a fashion capital and the successful startup of India.
Of course. It's actually giving a lot of head on, with the multinational company. It's giving a lot of challenge to the multinational company. Where you rightly mentioned that actually it was not doing extremely well in its initial years, but now see Flipkart where it is. So for Disha, it is more about the challenges. She wants to take up the challenges. She wants to learn new things. She wants to explore more. And probably that is how she's going to take forward her career perspective. Thank you, Disha, for giving that dimension about this topic. I'll now go to Sakshi. I'll learn from her that how Sakshi is going to define her career in next few years.
So thank you. So I haven't experienced this fear yet, but yeah, for sure. If I come across in such a situation, I definitely go for startup because for me, growing and learning is more important. Maybe startup is not a good option for short term, but yeah, it is definitely very good option for long term. I may like to give example of Uber, which initially hired 40 freshers, 40 new minds, and now they are stakeholders. So who knows what will happen? So now this is the new normal. Thank you.
Thank you, Sakshi. I'll come back and elaborate more on that. But before that, I'll go to Ekta and understand from her because Abhishek speaks about flexibility, Disha speaks about learning, while Sakshi also speaks about short-term and long-term goals while she'll be considering before the career perspective. Ekta, I think you're also going to go into your professional life probably another 6 months per se. So how you're going to define your decision making in terms of joining a multinational company with a brand name or maybe a startup?
For me, learning comes first. Like heard that opportunity, whenever opportunity knock your door, don't say no. Just grab it and start working on. You never know what may come to your life, and it will just blow up your life. So
Right.
after 2 months, my actually companies are coming up. So I'm just making myself from like right now we are doing live
So
session on.
Ekta, if I understand you correctly, it is more about the opportunities. You don't want to leave any kind of opportunity, right, Ekta?
Right. The
Yes,
right
Ekta.
opportunity.
Yes, Ekta, thank you. To that, actually, I remember a story. There was an interview going on between Bill Gates and the interview. The interview asked, like, how you are so successful in terms of financial abilities and everything. Bill Gates gave a blank check to the interview. The interview was like, what I should do with it. She was actually afraid of doing anything. Bill Gates said, okay, if I would have been your place, I would have written a lot of numbers to that because I don't leave any opportunity. That is what we do. We are actually scared of certain circumstances and we don't take the opportunity. Opportunity is gone forever. Rightly mentioned by Ekta. Well taken. Sakshi, again, I was saying that, she wants to explore and she also speaks about the short-term goals and the long-term goals. While Abhishek speaks about the financial stability, which multinational companies are going to, give in hand, while Disha also speaks about the learning, the creativity, what, the small companies or the freshers or certain kind of, where the roles are not so defined, you can learn a lot of things in that small room itself. Thank you, Disha. You give us a lot of dimension about the topic, and I'm very sure a lot of us sitting here will also get empowered by the same understanding. Thank you, Disha. Thank you, Ekta, and thank you, Sakshi. But I won't be leaving you, before, as professional life is also an aspect. We all are student here, so we also get scared of examination. That I think that happens very often in our life. We have to do examination very often. And for me, certain subjects are very scary, and I'm very scared of certain subjects. So I want to know from your perspective, examination, job, interviews, or even after joining a job, the first few months, probably the 3-4 months, how you are going to work with your fellow mates because you don't know them. Some of them are very senior, some of them probably just joining along with you. So there are different aspects to fear itself. When you go for an examination, that's probably a different fear. And when you go for an interview, probably that is a different fear altogether. So is it exactly any, if you can give us a brief understanding about the same. I'll start with Sakshi, then probably go with Ekta. So Sakshi, if you could give us a brief understanding about the same.
Yeah, thank you. So according to me, it is normal to feel fear, to feel nervous at the time of interview or at the time of job role. But it totally depends person to person. Some take this as an adventure and some take this, what if I'm not able to answer? Okay, just tell me, what will happen if you're not able to answer? There is no punishment. Just feel proud that at least you are trying. There are many who doesn't even try. So relax, calm down. It's okay to be normal. It's okay to not be a perfect.
Okay, Sakshi. So Sakshi comes out of school, kadam kade jao, fal ki asha na karo. So that is what Sakshi explains to us. Thank you, Sakshi. I'm very, empowered with that. So Disha, if you can give us a bit of understanding about the same dimension, examination, job interviews, or post-job interviews, what do you think about it?
Yes, I know we are all afraid when before going to examination or interview, we have so much of anxiety in ourselves. But tell me, guys, what if what actually fear is for you? Like answer should be like, what if I get failed, or what if I commit any mistake, or
Mm-hmm.
what if I did not get selected? But tell me, guys, if you are fearful, if you are anxious, if you are not calm, confident, the possibility of getting failure is same, because you are not only the one who is going to give that particular thing. There are so many other people also. So being calm, composed, the possibility of failure is still the same. Being fearful, not courageous enough, the possibility of failure is same. So I think
Okay.
so we should be fearless and courageous and bold enough and give our ordinary best to what choices we have made.
Okay, so then I'm very enlightened, and if I understand you correctly, Disha, you speak, in terms that of probability. What will happen if you even don't get success at the end of the day? So when probably I'm scared of certain situation, we should ask or introspect ourselves that even if we are scared of, or even we are not scared of, the results are going to be same. Probably the results can go in another dimension if you are actually scared, because the negativity aligned to it is going to add up. Thank you, Disha. I feel a lot of people will also take that into that thought process. Because you are scaring yourself, you are actually adding a lot of negativity, a lot of boredom along with that. So I'll go to Abhishek now and understand from him. I think he's also going to get another dimension about the scene. Yes, Abhishek.
Yeah, I am totally agree with my friends that, but according to me, we don't need to overreact while doing the assessment by thinking, what will happen if I fail? We need to keep calm. As one of the world's famous scientists, Thomas Alva Edison, has rightly said that a sheet of paper cannot decide our future. So we need to focus on increasing our skills, because none of the company is going to take the person who don't have the skill. If we have the skill, we can tackle any type of interview, job. We also do wonders over the work.
While Abhishek, I am actually lit, a sheet of paper actually, in our Indian circumstances, India perspective, does decide our paper, this life actually. So I cannot go with Thomas Alva Edison's understanding because it was before probably 40, 50, like 60, 70 years before. But anyway, taking the positivity associated with what if happen if you're failing maximally, because uh, at the end of the day, you should be more about creativity, more skills adding up process, as you rightly mentioned. That if you have the right skills, probably not today, maybe tomorrow you'll success. That is how it is. So on that positive note, I now go to Ekta and understand from her that what she thinks about the topic.
I think what we do, we always self doubt ourselves. Like every time, whenever we take some steps,
Mm-hmm.
we always do self doubt. So and the fear actually role play there.
Right. So it is about the
Don't
self-doubt you're saying that any given circumstances is actually the self-doubt which holds us before taking any kind of decision making. So well, that is also a noteworthy point. And Sakshi comes from the school of thought ki kadam kade jao fal ki aasha na karo. While Disha speaks also in different language about the same, that you shouldn't be thinking about that. While the Abhishek also speaks about a sheet of paper cannot actually explain your life. It should be more about the skill setting that is actually going to work in the lifelong process. Probably not today. The results will not be for sure at the spur of the moment. But in future, in the daytime, if you have the right skills, you can do extraordinarily well in life. Thank you, Abhishek. I'm very sure you're going to do the same in life too. But as I have actually got empowered and a lot of learning from you, four members, the four panels, you gave me a lot of understanding. And I also want to learn the other dimension about the fear, that you must be having a set of fear. What is fear of Sakshi may not be the same fear for Indrajit, as I rightly mentioned before also. But actually, how do you overcome those fear? If the definition is same, different, I think the solution must be also different. So what is Sakshi's solution? How does she overcome fear?
Okay, thank you, Indrajit. So, according to me, the one thing we all need to stop is overthinking. It may be a small word, it may destroy everything which comes in a way of success. I may like to give an example. My fear of sleeping alone. This is my childhood fear. Every time I tried, I got bad thoughts, bad dreams, and I failed. So one day I was very angry because my family members making fun of me. So I decided that today I will sleep alone whatever happened, I will handle it. So at that night, I slept alone. And next day, I felt that it was so easy. It was like I was overthinking about my fear. I was underestimating my powers. So if you never try, you will never know.
So Sakshi wants to overcome all her fear, just avoiding or overcoming any situation. If that fear, she's not going to overthink about it. She is going to leave any overthinking. We are going to note that point, Sakshi. Whenever you're overthinking and writing us, I will write it down that oh, don't overthink about the perspective, Sakshi. Now I'll go to Ekta and learn from her that how she addresses her fear and overcome the fear. Ekta.
For addressing the fear and overcoming, first we have to actually acknowledge the fear, and we with micro experiment it will help us to know actually like where the fear is coming from and why we are thinking like that. So we have to have more confident, and it will, like, there's an example, like everyone have watched Holics, right? So like what they told, it makes you more stronger, braver and healthier. So you have to be healthy, you have to do meditation so that it will leads to creativity.
So again, Ekta gives an understanding that we should get to the DNA of the problem. We should get the micro understanding of the problem, where exactly the problem is, and if you can define them, probably she can overcome any situation. While for Sakshi, it is actually overthinking. She wants to get rid of overthinking, and most of her problem will be solved. Thank you, Sakshi, and thank you, Ekta. On that address, I'll go to now Disha and understand from her how she actually overcome fear.
Okay, whenever I have a fear of something, I will stop making excuses for not doing that thing. Because if we make excuse of not doing that thing, such as like I am tired, I have other stuff to do, or this is stupid idea, then no dear, it will not work. Expose yourself to that particular situation and and overcome your fear. Adding my personal life experience, like I always had a fear of math. I was terribly feared of maths, and I always avoided maths. But then this lockdown, my sister gave me a challenge. I give you a challenge. Work with me for 1 week on your maths, and I am sure that you will overcome your fear. And same happened. Now I enjoy doing maths. Eventually, maths is becoming my favorite subject of all time.
Right, I'll take another thought process from there. Sakshi also speak about the external factors, and also Disha also speak about the internal and external factors both, where her sister has actually come up and helped her to, the problem of math solving, where it was a problem for her. She was scared of math. Well, Sakshi also speaks that she was scared of sleeping alone, and a lot of people or the people who were staying along with her used to talk about her or taunt her, and she actually took in that positive manner, and then she worked on it. So of course the external and internal factors also plays a role along with that. So Abhishek, now I'll go to Abhishek and understand from him that how does he overcome fear altogether.
Yeah. To overcome with a fear, we need to find out our weakness. What actually are our weakness, and we have to face the fear. Because if we do not face the fear, we never overcome from the fear. And we also have to be committed. Like I had the fear of public speaking. To overcome with this, I started doing the mirror practice, talking as much as can with my friends, family members, teachers, and also I started do the recording of what I speak. Then I watch the recording and then I correct it. Now today you can see the me that I am speaking in front of you all.
Of course, Abhishek, we can see you. This is a live example in front of us. And what could be better than that other than giving this result to us, that you had a bit of fear about public speaking, but you are actually doing that. You didn't stop the process. I think in our same light, our captain also gives us the same thought provoking, you should sit near the mirror and do it. More often you should speak near the mirror. That actually will get rid of public speaking. It's a long process. It's been on, ever evolving rule, but we actually don't do it. We feel that okay, it's a very small thing, we should suppose it doesn't help it, but it's actually help. And let's take a live example of Abhishek. He have actually doing this. Thank you, Abhishek. You have done it extraordinarily well, and we are proud that actually have come up front and speaking on it. Now I'll go to Ekta. I'll learn from him how she does the same thing. Yes, Ekta, you're on mute.
Yeah. So I have lot of fear. Like during my first year of post graduation, I did several internships because I in my graduation I had never explored lot of opportunities. I was like very afraid, like what will happen, what people will think.
Right.
So at that moment, I just wanted to make my most live experience of it. So whenever I see my past, it like makes me wonder, like wow, so good. Past was so good. So I don't want to make regret. That's why I did all, so that the whatever the fear it's coming in between, I'll face it and I'll make sure that I will and I can. And this everyone should must do.
Right. I think Abhishek also mentions the same, that you should be addressing this fear and then work on it. You should not be leaving it that, okay, I am scared of something and I'll not do it ever in our life. We are supposed to, fear is something, it is for everyone. That no one can say, I'm not scared of anything. There may be always that we are scared of one or the other thing in our life, but we should be addressing the same and should work on the process, should not be leave it as such. Such thought-provoking understanding from you all. I think I have actually got a lot of understanding for the definition for fear. Starting from Sakshi, she speaks about the FEAR, while Disha speaks about the different types of fear. She also speaks about the interaction of chemical and the emotional interface that actually bring out the fear. While Ekta also speaks that, you should talk, you should understand it from the micro understanding perspective. You should address him. Well, Abhishek gave the right example of Akshay Kumar. Again, his initial films didn't do well, but he didn't leave it there. He actually worked the process. Now he's one of the most richest actor in the Forbes. So of course, now we all have our own stories of success and failure, and how to overcome the challenges also very personal. As Sakshi mentioned that she wants to get rid of overthinking. If she can actually minimize her overthinking, a lot of problem can be actually get rid of her. So thank you so much for giving those kind of things. But I'm very sure the fear word itself is going to nail me, because I've talked about a lot of negativity associated with it. So many negativity we have actually spoke about fear. Fear is going to haunt me forever now, I feel. So I don't want to leave it as that. I don't want to talk about some amount of positivity inclined towards it. But before that, I want to understand from you all, actually, is there any kind of positivity associated with fear? Now, do you feel it actually involve creativity, or it actually always create a sense of confusion? I just want to know from Disha initially, that is fear itself create a sense of creativity, or it always creates confusion? Yes, Disha.
Yes, I think so. Fear creates creativity because it will force us to think more on our decision, present more on our decision, focus more on our decision. And one more thing, courage, creativity, and fear. All three things goes hand in hand because, like, I will give an example. Like when I see other people speaking in front of like YouTube, I always thought like what kind of courage they would have, but no, I was wrong. It's actually their fear who is making them courageous enough to go live and speak in front of everyone. So I think so. Yes, fear can be negative, but if we are positive, if we have positive attitude, then fear is a positive thing to go for.
Of course, Disha, you are on YouTube Live today. You're also one of those people who come up front and speak, and get so many subscription and so many attendance and so many fan followers. I'm very sure after this talk, you're also going to get a lot of fan following, Disha. Check that. On that note, I'll go to Ekta now and understand from her that what are the good aspects of fear? Is there any good aspect as such for Ekta?
Yeah, it's actually a good aspect because whenever we are under stress or tension, or whenever it leads to depression, sometimes what we do, we try to watch Netflix, Amazon, we try to cook something differently. Like we do a lot of, and actually are finding the fun so that it will overcome our fear, and then we can coming up with good ideas.
So Ekta, if I understand you correctly, you're saying fears are obvious, but a creator diversion actually help us to divert our thought process, and also gives a sense of positivity. That can be in form of entertainment or singing or hearing anything. That's actually our hobbies, which actually gives a bit of a positivity in our life from our boredom. Thank you, Ekta. That was very thought-provoking understanding concept altogether. Now I'll go to Abhishek and learn from him how exactly and what exactly are the good aspects of fear altogether.
Yeah,
Yes,
Indrajit.
Abhishek.
According to me, it depends on how we use this. Like if as every coin has two aspects, fear also has two aspects. Like it creates creativity and it also demotivator. I like to take the example of one of the world's best motivational speaker, Mr. Nicholas James. When he was born, he don't have legs and arms, but still he is the world's best motivational speaker, and now he also motivates other person because of fear. When he was because of fear, he was not able to walk, but now he whatever we can do, he also do. It depends on him how we treat this fear.
Right, Abhishek, you gave us a very deep understanding that such a prominent personality amongst us who was handicapped in a way, but again has done so well and extremely well in his life, and inspiration for millions and millions of people around us. So actually, fear creates a bit of, not a bit, I would say a lot of creativity and confidence among people. It just depends on our individuality how you're going to hold that up. Abhishek, but I have to go to Sakshi and also understand from her how she takes us in.
Yeah. So I agree with my fellow companion Disha, that fear creates creativity. I think pressure is privilege. For example, if we have to show a presentation in front of a class, so what we usually thought and felt that we have to show with full confidence, with perfectly, otherwise they will laugh on me, they will comment on me, and this fear creates new version of you because you will try your best. Remember, if you give your 100%, you will get 100%. Remember one thing also, that when fear encounter us, our mind work at a speed of light.
Right. So you gave two different scientists' name. To every action, there is always equal and opposite reaction. Again, you speak about speed of light. I think that is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second minus 1. So yes, it actually involves a lot of thought provocation. When you're scared, it creates of, otherwise you'll always be in our mindset, okay, we are doing well in our life, we'll not come out of it. And that understanding of ourselves will always be into ourselves, which will actually get into our cell only, because we never know if it will always be in our comfort zone. What is exactly out of that comfort zone, we never understand the process. So Sakshi, actually, I'm very thankful to you for bringing it up, because a lot of people don't know what they're capable enough in their life, because they always play on the good books. They are always into that shell. They don't want to go and they are always procrastinating about the situation. They don't go out of the comfort zone. A lot many opportunities are lost in that circumstances of that thought process itself. Thank you. I'm very glad that you actually brought up here. And again, Disha and Ekta also gave us the same sense of positivity associated with fear. Abhishek also gave a different dimension associated with fear. So it's not always a negativity that is associated with fear. There is a lot of positivity associated with fear also. So it just depends upon the individual, how you are going to take it. So it is on the process how you're going to make it. So thank you all. But I know I have already asked a lot of questions, a lot of difficult sense also I got from you all, a lot of dimension are also there. But I won't be leaving you other than that, because I feel that you all are successful people. Here, Disha also mentioned about coming online and YouTube, and she speaks that she's doing today. So she's already a successful person for me. So I want to know the one success story from each and every one, and I won't be leaving you without that. I want to get the sense of one success story, and associated with that, I also want to know one failure story. I'm very sure failure also overcomes us. There are a lot of things which we have not done already in our life. We have not, done everything in our life. There is still a lot of process, a lot of road to actually go ahead in our life. So one pray where we actually have overcome fear and done well, and another circumstances where actually fear has overwhelmed ourselves. It has overpowered ourselves. So I'll start with Disha and then probably go to Ekta and then Sakshi and Abhishek. Starting with Disha.
Yes, Indrajit. I always had a fear of water, hydrophobia.
Okay.
Like till class 12th also I had this, but somehow I managed to come out of this fear because of external factors that are my friends. They always They started taking me to every water activity they were going through, and they pushed me into water every time I denied to them. And
Okay.
they are the only reasons I am like now not scared of water. So I am happy that I overcome the fear of water, but like fear of water was a one thing, and another is fear of heights. That is still I want to overcome that fear, and still the fear has overcame me till now. I have tried different things to overcome that, but I'm not able to do that. And in future I will try and overcome my that fear as well.
I'm very sure, Disha, you're going to do that extraordinarily because you have already get rid of hydrophobia, the fear of water. You have done that. I'm very sure in the due point of time, you're also going to get rid of height also. You know, all the best for that, Disha. But now I'll go to Sakshi. I'll learn from her. One of the things she has already, done in her life, and one of the things she wants to do in her life in due point of time.
Yeah.
Yes, Sakshi.
So I was a homesick person and I never wanted to go away from home. But after 12th, I want to go for college in different city. So at that time, I had two paths. Either to college in the same city or go away from home. At that time, my parents laughed on me that you can't even sleep alone. How will you go away from your home? So I decided to overcome my fear and go away. So it was not easy for me, but yeah, I did it.
Right, Sakshi. So you have overcome the fear of staying along with your parents, and you got rid of it because you thought you want to do it. But I won't leave you, Sakshi. I want to know one of those circumstances where actually fear took on you. So how when one of the examples where it actually overpowered you. Yes,
Yeah.
Sakshi.
So whenever I thought of losing my loved ones, I always end up with goosebumps and tears. I always try to overcome my fear and believe that this is a basic truth, just relax. But I'm never able to overcome this fear, and this fear overpowered me always.
Right, Sakshi. It's again a very personal thing when our near and dear one are lost. But I hope that you actually sometime in your life understand and will accept the same that it is actually an ongoing process. So every individual is mortal, and we have to understand. I hope you'll do that well. I'm very sure you're going to do that, Sakshi. Also. Now I'll go to Abhishek and learn one of the success stories. I'm very sure he has a lot of them.
Yeah, thank you, Indrajit. Uh, my success story started when I was doing the graduation. I had the fear of GD. So I decided, why not I go for the interview in various companies, which was coming in my college, and also get some experience from there. So I applied in some companies. I was failed in 3 companies in GD. And then I was demotivated. But still, I tried to do the GD in new company. Then in that company, I was selected, and also I have done the job. After getting my first salary, I gave a gift to my mom. Whenever my mom used that product, I feel so glad that from my first salary, mom is using the product which I have gifted her.
Abhishek, now you got into me because that is also very close to me. When I started my first job and gave something to my mom, I think it still reminds me of the same, the feeling, that goosebump where she have used it when I go into the home and gave her that bangle, and she took that and she asked me, how did you manage to do that? And that feeling, and that, actually I also cried a bit. But anyway, thank you, Abhishek. That was very good that you actually got rid of public speaking. Yes, group discussion are actually very problematic for a lot of people. You actually have addressed that, and you tried again and again, and then somehow you got rid of it because, of course, every problem also has a solution. So you got rid of it by trying again and again, and then sees a success story. If you can make your mom happy, I think the जिसको पास माँ रहता है इसके पास किसी को जरूरत नहीं पड़ता, right? अमिताभ बच्चन has said that मेरे पास माँ है. So Abhishek के पास माँ है, हमारे पास सबके पास माँ है. Thank you, Abhishek. Now I'll go to Ekta and understand from her what Ekta has for us.
So when I was in graduation days, like I was very talkative person, but I have a strange fear. One day my friend told me, like, Ekta, there is a competition going on college, you just participate. I was like, no, I don't have, confident enough to talk in front of audience and the judges. Then they told, Ekta, you can do it. I mean, they believed in me, and I was like, let's take the risk and go. And I just took it, and when I go after that, it was so good. Like, I cannot say you, I mean, because you are
I
standing
can
in front.
understand it, actually, that feeling when you go to the public speaking platform and your friends actually gave you that feeling that you can actually do that back, and you did that extraordinarily well. I can understand that feeling altogether, Ekta, because even in my life also I felt the same, where I was actually scared to go to the platform and speak very clearly. I was having my own presentation, but somehow my people, my friend actually backed me up, and today I have given almost around so many presentation. I can understand, I can completely correlate with you, Ekta. But I won't leave you other than knowing what is one of those stories where you actually, got where fear actually overpowered you. So Ekta, if you can give us a bit of understanding about the same, your personal story.
Sure. Like maybe some of my facing this, but I face this every day. Like whenever I write 5 6 things that I have to work on this, I have to make, because after writing it's very sure. Like when you cut the your work, it feels very good. So I'm not able to complete on time. So I'm meeting someday. I will meet every day so that it will make me proud, and I feel happy.
Of course, we will always be proud of you, Ekta, no matter whatever it is. You have already, overpowered one problem. I'm very sure with due point of time, you're going to overpower the other problem also. It is just a matter of time. I think you're going to get rid of the other fear. And you should not be stopped trying, Ekta. Again, probably something else will come up. Because, if I have understood you all correctly, you have given me a lot of understanding about the topic itself, fear. Though it's very a generic point, feel the fear, but you actually have not only felt the fear, you have done it. Now, let's take the example of Disha. She has come up in a YouTube live, she's speaking. That is not so easy for a lot of people. A lot of people actually still in that procrastinating mood, and they don't do that. Like millions and millions of people does that. Abhishek has a problem of group discussion. He has actually overpowered that. Sakshi, again, she had to go out of her town. Family is a very very personal thing. But she have done that because of her education. She wants to explore. She wants to learn. And there she is. She is giving again in the platform. She is so educated here, giving us a lot of enlightenment. And that wouldn't have happened if she would not been in the comfort zone. Well, also Ekta also speaks about the public speaking. She went on a platform and spoke, and she has actually overpowered the fear. And of course, there is a lot of fear to again overpower, because to that actually, I'll tell you, as Sakshi initially started the discussion by mentioning about the book, and that book is none other written by Suzanne. And that book, if any of you have read it, that has got almost around 67,000 reviews. 67,000 reviews. Can you understand that? It's a huge amount of reviews. A lot of people like that. A lot of people empower them. And actually, when I have gone through that book, 5 noteworthy points I took up and I wrote it down in my life. And that was probably a year back. Today, while we're having this discussion, and exactly those 5 points have been, depicted in this platform. You all are writers. You all are Suzanne for me. Personally, Sakshi is Suzanne for me. Abhishek is Suzanne for me. Ekta is Suzanne for me, and Disha is Suzanne for me. But for all the audience to again introspect and tell those 5 points, I'll start with the first one. Nobody is over fear. Everyone is scared some point of time in a life. So fear is not on individual basis. It is for each and every one. So when you're scared of something, don't feel that the other person is not scared. He is completely well enough. Fear grapples everyone. But the second point, what Suzanne speaks, that you should not be over procrastinating about fear. Yes, we should address this is my fear. Now what to do? Action speaks. In some point of time, it will definitely help you out. Maybe not in a short-term goals, but probably in a long-term goals, it is definitely going to help. It's an ongoing process. So Suzanne first speak that nobody, is over fear. Something or else is there, definitely. But of course, you need to define those fears. And then probably, you need to take certain action that is going to help you. Also in short-term and long-term. Third, there is a theory which speaks about if we have 10 rupees, let's say, and we are about to give something to help a beggar. We try to give 8 rupees or 9 rupees, but keep at least that 1 rupee. That is something, you want to save something. Now, you don't want to give everything to each and every individual who is there. So that mentality is actually cause a lot of problems. You don't want to give everything, but when you give everything to each and everyone, there is nothing. You're free of everything. That wisdom actually brings forward and let you allow to try many aspects in life. So that is also put forward by Suzanne in her third line. While also she speaks about the education, fear, we should be educated about fear. If you're not educated about fear, a lot of science has come up today, psychology, psychiatry. So many science have come up. Even metaphysics is one of the abbreviation of fear. So you should learn fear also. You should be educated enough to understand fear, because lot many times we are uneducated about fear. We feel like, oh no, this is nothing for me. It's just a simple thing. But we should be educated enough. We should address them. So from the point of time where it is very generic, it is also individual level. Second, we should be addressing them. Third, we should walk the talk process. We should not be leaving it as such that, okay, it is done for me and I'll never be able to overcome that. We should actually walk the talk process. Thirdly, that wisdom, that yes, now I'm free of baggage. I can try more and more. If you are done, professionally, if you are doing good enough role, you should be like, okay, that is done for me. I've already gone there. Now I should try something else. That will actually create a creativity. That will actually create different form of yourself altogether, which also was mentioned by one of our fellow men, that, if you don't try, you will never know what you are capable enough. And to that, the last and the fourth most important thing, you should be 100% responsible for your decision making. You should not be nagging around that, of course, it is because of her, it is because of them that my problem is my life is in such a situation. Take 100% responsibility. If you have addressed a fear, if you have taken the action, now take 100% responsibility of it. Don't leave it as such. Don't leave it to the others to decide. And to that also, the wisdom part also gives 100% understanding. But to that, I think I have another definition of fear and also work on them. That is to be associated with positive minds. I am here with another 5 members. I am here with BRATS that gives me a lot of positivity. That gives a lot of understanding. That gives me a lot of learning process. So that positive people actually helps me to get rid of a lot of negativity in my life. If you associate yourself with right people and right kind of mindset, that they are actually going to help you out. Even Disha also mentioned that it is her sister. It is also a lot of external. Well, Ekta also mentioned that a friend actually helped her to overcome the stage fear. So it also the internal and the external people actually help us and to overcome them. So you should be also associated with positive people, positive mindset. They actually help you a lot. So with such thought-provoking sense, lot of understanding, lot of empowerment about feel the fear and still do it anyway. Now I'll go to my captain and my navigator to give the closing remarks and their understanding about the scene. Over to them. Yes, sir.
He's a navigator, yeah. Over to you.
Hello, guys. A very well sum up session in terms of, feel the fear and do it anyway. I can see that, that feel, you all have felt the same thing and you have done it in a very great way. The best part of every one of you have shared their own things which were more realistic, which I think we all could connect with whatever examples which were present. So yeah, guys, I mean, that's all about it. BRATS as a platform, we are trying to give you that way wherein you can feel what you want to do and then you can grow yourself. So over to you, Suresh.
Thanks, Surbi. That's a good show, and when you people our fears also. We have, congratulated your braveness and the opportunity what we both are discussing. And I could see the kind of hard work you have put in. You want to come out of a lot of things and you want to learn a lot of things. So that thing I can see very clearly, very much visible. And I really congratulate you first to, stepping forward to, volunteering yourself to getting outside the fear and, to do anyway, So that is really a wonderful thing. Once you're out of it, you can learn in the world. So I congratulate you all, and you've really spoken well. I'm sure people who are associated, they're watching you, might be inspired by you by so far. I'm sure they would also come forward to, come out of the fears and all that. And I really appreciate you guys. You've done a fantastic job. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, and thank you so much,
everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
It's
Thank you.
commendable, guys. Very nice. Good show, guys.
Very
Thank you.
nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Now I
Thank you, ma'am.
now I
Thank you,
request
Team
each and
Brand.
everyone to kindly, such an enlightenment session. We have given our 100%. Now want at least 120% from you all, and put up your video, because that is what very much required. I want to see all your faces, your bright faces. Yes, I can see Shri coming up. Yes, Shubham. Prachi, yes.
The only thing when you step forward, do not stop. And one thing you've done, and it should not be the end. You just started. So the journey has to go. Likewise, Indrajit has done many by now, and Ekta is doing the second. Shimon has done 2. So you need to continuously doing this to develop whatever the fears you had. एक बार करके वो fluke हो जाता है. So don't do it for fluke. You need expertise, and you need to bring your own identity in it. बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, and it's a great show. Thanks for giving your best, and I congratulate you for that. Everyone, great teamwork.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
For being associated with us. For
Photo ले लें.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Vasta. I missed you, man. How are you?
Horrible.
Yeah, you'll get better. No worry. Be with us, you'll be better. Who's taking the picture?
Ritija.
Kshitija. Okay, where is she? Okay. Done. All right. Thank you, guys. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Good
Thank you
night.
so much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Stay tuned for next
Bye.
BRATS Talks next Sunday, same time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye. Bye. Bye.